Hey YouTubers, and it's Jamaican 18 Prince here, and here's the final build for my Trifire 290s. As you can see, it's a yellow and black theme, and I had it running for a couple of days now, actually a week, about 2 weeks now actually, but I had a green coolant in there, but I think the yellow and black works are really much better, so I changed it out like a couple of days ago. So this is a final product. So as you can see, I can just give you a run through of what I've done. So as you can see, my reservoir is in the front. I'm using the Alpha Cool reservoir, and I think the reason why I'm using this because I think it's, to me, you can see the coolant, you can see the coolant level, and it just, it brings a nice little addition to the front. So as you can see, my pump is back here. You probably can hear it humming. I kind of want to turn it down some more, but as you can see, it's a 24-volt pump, as I showed you guys in the last two previous video. It's very powerful, so it's not even at full blast. It's really too loud for my ears. So but as you can see, it comes from the pump. You probably can see it right there, and it goes all the way down, a slight incline, goes into the water block, CPU water block, comes out, goes into all three GPUs simultaneously or at the same time, and it comes right out at the same time, and then it goes into the XSPC RX 120 at the bottom there. Then it comes up out at the back there. I'm not sure you guys can see it because of the glare, but you can see it comes up out of the back into my flow meter that records the flow. That's how much I know how much flow I'm getting, and it goes down into the Monster 240, then up out of the Monster into this curved loop, curved acrylic here, up, and then up into Monster 360 in the top, and then back, I'm not sure if you can see it, but back right into the reservoir. So real simple loop. Try to keep everything clean and nice as possible. Wasn't hard for me to bend these acrylic, as I said. It takes some patience. I did it most of it on low heat, but I kind of messed around with high heat settings because I kind of figured out how to bend it, and I went ahead and did it, and it came out nice. So these are the high heat bend I did, and they came out really nice without no bubbling or anything like that. So but it's nice. I like the way it turned out. You can see the front here. As you can see, I've been putting it through some testing. You see some condensation inside there. So as you can see here, this is my my water temperature. That is the exhaust temperature, and this is my intake temperature. Now all of these are at different volts. As you can see, this voltage here, which is the lowest, has only 2 fans connected to it. This here, which is the highest, has 4 fans connected to it, and this fan here has 3 fans connected to it. So it gives you, based on how much fans you have, daisy chained to one channel, because this is a 30-watt fan controller from Lambtron. It's a Lambtron FC5V3, which I guess it's their latest edition. It's really nice, and you can change the colors to a bunch of colors. But as you can see here, each of these voltages represent how much voltage is pulling for those RPMs. So the more fans you add, the higher the voltage is going to be, but the lower the RPM is, because there's so much fan. Your daisy chaining fan, and each fan needs a certain amount of power in order to spin up. So that's why this channel is using so much power, because even though it's at 960 RPM, the reason why it's using so much power because there's 4 fan daisy chained to this one single 30-watt channel. So that's why. But it's okay with me. As I said, the fans are not very loud, they're very low, so it's perfect. I didn't want to hear too much fan noise, and it keeps everything running cool. And I mean, this thing kick out some heat, and these cards run very hot, so this is why I put them on water. Even playing, I was playing Crisis earlier, Crisis 3, to kind of put these cards through their paces, and I got to tell you, these cards let me show you the clock settings that I had them at about 1130 megahertz and about 1350 on the memory. These cards got up to about a good I'm not sure if you can see that, but you should be able to see the number. They got up to a good 69, almost 70 degrees, and this is underwater. And I think it's the main reason why it runs so hot is not because of the flow, but just because of 3 cards and the amount of radiator I have in the system. But it really didn't bother me that they got up to, you know, to 70 degrees, only because keep in mind that I have the fans on low RPMs and I don't have the pump at full blast. So having all of that kind of, you know, is going to impact on your temps. But it's okay. They didn't pass 70 at all. They just sat there because I guess the water reaches equilibrium, you could say. And they sat there the whole time, didn't even pass, didn't crash. The VRMs were surprisingly cool. The VRMs were at 50 degrees or some change. You know, 51, I think 51, 49, and 49. So the VRMs are running really cool. It's just the core temperature got up there. Now, when I was running only one card, it didn't pass 45 degrees on the core. So it's just because the added heat from the second card and the amount of radiator. Keep in mind, I only have a Monster 360, a 240, and a 120. So that if I had another radiator to it, another dual 40, it would bring down the temp some. But it's okay. As I said, it didn't affect anything. Everything ran really nice, even though it was warm. But it was, you know, it was playing Crisis with everything turned up, max out at this resolution, which is 2560 by 1080. I'm meant to do an unboxing of this monitor, but I end up deleting the video that I'm supposed to upload. Silly me. So that's why you guys haven't seen me do an unboxing of this. But this is the LG 2560 by 1080p monitor. It's 29-inch. It's a 21 by 9 aspect ratio. Really slick and nice monitor to play games on. I really love it. I replaced my Aria 2560 by 1440p monitor only because it had high millisecond and high response time. So it was kind of terrible for first-person shooter. I mean, you can tell that, you know, I would be shooting someone first, and my gun would be on them first, and I end up dying anyways. So there was a lot of that issue, and so I just kind of like got tired of it and ended up changing it out for this. So this monitor is much better. It's 5 milliseconds. It works fantastically great. I mean, I can't ask for anything more than that. So also IPS, LED, HSIPS, the latest technology. So it's really nice, really good monitor. I recommend it. So yeah, but back to the computer here. So that's the final build, guys. I would take off the side panel, but I don't really want to take it off right now. But as you can see on the inside very clearly there. Sorry for the glare there in the background, but yeah, but it's running nice, guys. As you can see, it's running really nice, have no issues. I got that temperature, that flow meter for $9, and as you can see, it's working really well to record the flow. Keep in mind that you can tell if you're getting 1 gallon an hour, because you can see right there, as you can see it, it's showing different numbers. But as you can see, the highest it went was about 364. The lowest is 315. It averaged about 325 or 350 up there. It goes up there and goes down. So, but I mean, keep in mind that to be 3.78 liters equal 1 US gallon. So I'm kind of slightly less than a US gallon. I'm probably getting one about like 0.83 gallon, which is not bad. I mean, I could turn it up more. As I said, you know, I'm not quite at a gallon yet. I could turn up the pump. The pump can go all the way over a gallon. It can go to about 1.5, 1.6 gallons. But as I said, at that moment, it's really loud, and I don't really need to run it all that much. So, but you know, as I said, everything is running cool. I mean, otherwise, after gaming for a while, it gets hot. It gets really hot up there. But you know, keep in mind, I'm also in Florida, so I don't have the best of us temperature, and I don't want to have to like turn down my AC just to get the best cooling capacity. But as I said, for what it's running right now, seeing that my room is about 74 degrees, it runs perfect, and I can't hope for anything best. There's no crashing issues. At first, I had issues with the 14.1 Mantle driver beta. but I went back to 13.12 and it ran great. So now I'm running the new 14.2 beta drivers, which are running perfectly fine. I have no crashing issue. So it seemed like that some of the stuff are resolved there, but otherwise from that, the graphics card scales super well. I mean, I can throw a few games out there. Like, I mean, obviously Call of Duty Black Ops is not a hard game to play, but just to show out numbers, I'm holding like 196, 200 FPS all the time. So smooth, so free, no screen tearing. And that's at 60 hertz, because my monitor is 60 hertz, and I'm getting 196 FPS with no screen tearing. It's absolutely smooth. I mean, just unbelievable. Crysis, I'm running at full, everything full tilt and Crysis. And I'm averaging about 112, 110 FPS. It drops. I think the minimum I saw was 85, but it stays up in the hundreds. So it was really sweet to be able to play Crysis full, everything maxed out. But I can tell you, Crysis did give the cards a beating. That's why I said that was the only game that I saw 70 degrees on the card. But if I'm playing my Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, they'll probably go up to about 5 degrees less, but up to about 61, 62 degrees, somewhere around there, and it was stay and equalize at that temperature. But as I said, my VRMs never passed, never even went up in the 70s. They sat there in the 55, 51 zone, and never really moved. So that's really great. That's what really matters. If the VRM was running really hot, then we had a problem. But they were running really cool thanks to those EK water blocks. They work really well. So with all that considered, I'm happy with the build. It's running great. I can't ask for anything more, anything less. They perform like they, you know, where they're designed to perform, and I don't need a super stupid overclock. Really, I don't even need to overclock them in order to play every game. But you know, since it's a massive, you know, monster rig, I might as well put a little overclock in. So that's the overclock that you see me with. I'm going to stick with, which is 1130 and 1350. That's where I can find them to be stabilized with 100 millivolt offset, because I guess one of my cards are not really good. Like the lower voltage don't really work well with the cards, and I'm not sure if because with multiple cards you have to have more voltage, but with 100 millivolts everything was stabilized. I don't have any crashing issues or any memory problems. So overall the system is stable. I have no problem. And you know, processors at 4.5 gigahertz been stable for months now, and so I mean, I'm happy, no complaints here. So yeah guys, but I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna do some benchmarks now. Like, I mean, I should have had benchmarks prepared, but the next video I'm doing, I'm just gonna do a couple of benchmarks, show you guys how these cards perform. It performs super well. I mean, these cards, I can't, as I said, I can't complain. These cards perform wonderfully. So I hope you guys like the build. Hope you enjoy this. I'm sorry I didn't really do all the filling and all that stuff as I was in a rush to play. So but I hope you guys like this, and I hope you guys gain some inspiration from my channel. Comment, subscribe, ask any questions. I'll make sure I try to answer for you guys. And as my experience grow with these cards, you're gonna see me recommend them even more if the price is low enough due to Bitcoin mining. But if you can get one for cheap, I recommend buying it. As I said, one of these cards are faster than a 780. Not saying now it's really super faster than a 780, but you see a big difference going from a 780 to this. I would say about maybe 5%, maybe less, but it is definitely faster than a 780. Now in Trifire, it's a whole different league, man. These cards are just awesome in Trifire. I recommend if you can afford 3 of them. Even Crossfire is wonderful, but 3 of them does make a big difference. Like, I mean, awesome in Trifire, especially for games that utilize more than one graphics card. Like I said, like Crysis 3 that use all 3 graphics cards. It's amazing the frames these things spit out with Crysis 3. It's just amazing. So I'm happy. Overall, I'm happy with the build. I can't complain. Love the fan controller as well. Lamtrend fan controller. It's definitely awesome. I recommend it. Really nice fan controller, though it's very pricey, about $100. But you know, but overall, I love the case, love the build, and this is gonna be like this for quite a while. I won't be touching anything on it just gonna let it sit and kind of keep it clean, and you know, go to LAN parties and stuff. So as I said, guys, let me know what you think. Subscribe, comment, and if you have any question, don't ask me. You can personal message me as well. I try to answer in as best as possible. But yeah, that's it, guys. So I appreciate your time, and see you guys in the next video.